And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta as the initiative on patch 1.0.26 on this run, so technically on release canon 6. The alien administration's been reduced to one region. Technically, they have the Japanese army in there trying to defeat them. We'll see if the Japanese army is actually capable of doing that. I'm not sure if we can actually revolution them if they only got one region. Because if we could, this would technically flip, I think, to Iraq. Which would be us. Let's confirm assignments, let some time pass.
Offering support.
There's wormholes complete.
Comparisons to the Silk Road or Panama Canal seem appropriate.
Comparisons to the Silk Road or Panama Canal. Probably say a little bit more Panama Canal, a little less Silk Road. While the wormhole presumably has some limitations, it is an incredible, powerful tool. Whomever holds the wormhole holds the only practical method of travel between our solar systems. Entire countries on Earth have built their economies on a single naval or land passage. This wormhole is a passage between two entire solar systems. The trade volume generated is literally astronomical. And our final one is the choke point, which is basically realizing, hey, we know what we want to own. It's the choke point. So we're going to wait until that pops up. In the meantime, I think we will work on Megafauna Mastery, so we can potentially nick some of the Megafauna in the future. So at the same time, let's send these armies, path all the armies home.
Things are cooling off.
Things are cooling off.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Mission complete.
Unification with Kuwait. Okay, so we got another counselor with the declining trait. Yeah, our council's getting a little old. We haven't picked up any of the life extension tech, so that's the other thing that's kicking in there. Oh, these are still two of the original batch of 4. We lost a point in Iraq. Okay, so we have the Iraq point back. A little worried on order here for which one goes into which one. Because they both look thumbs on each other's capital. It's probably the best way to think about it. Although actually, you probably want to be the one doing the purge in Iraq.
Removing our enemies.
Where do you need me?
Okay, you're stable and downtrending. No, you're not downtrending. You're stabilizing at 3. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, oh, that's even worse. That's 5.4. This is 4.2. Yeah, we need to work on improving the stability in these larger nations over here. Take the public campaigning off
Reporting in.
of India. So
Where
we do
do you
this
need
merge mission. Set national policy. So I think it is Gulf Union I want to do it on, because the Leave Federation is on Gulf Union.
On my way to the capital.
The confusion here is I want to unify the Gulf Union into the Caliphate, and it's showing the Union or the Caliphate as in the Federation of the Gulf Union, even though it's really the other way around. Or it's supposed to be the other way around. They are led by the member nation with the most significant international claims. Yes, the lead nation in the Federation is the Caliphate. Okay. So it should merge into the Caliphate.
Ready.
Okay, confirming assignments. Let time pass.
Offering counsel.
Oh, and you're pretty unstable, yeah. Your cohesion's pretty decent, so if we can get the cohesion up, that'll be fine. And you're actually sitting around about the resting point, so yeah, I should probably send someone over to reduce unrest, but at the moment you're not as good as you're going to be. Okay, I need to group up some forces to bring you down. The Iran armies and the Iraq army are probably the best ones to start with here. And I'll have them join up with the Caliphate army in the Union, obviously.
Violence is abating.
Things are stabilizing.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Here we go. Research the alien choke point. This is the choke point project. That might not be the last one. That might actually be the second last one. Not sure.
Policy direction complete.
Unification with the Caliphate. That was supposed to be the other way around. Okay. No. How did that work with Palestine? Yep, it's considered a hostile claim because the Gulf Union doesn't have it on it. Okay, well, let's load the... Hopefully the autosave is reasonably recent. 722... Yeah, probably is rolling us back to last month, which is a bit of a shame. Let's try the other way around. And this is the complication here is that both of them can be the one they merge into. We just want them to merge into the Caliphate and not into the Gulf Union. Because the Gulf Union's about full. Right, that's as big as it gets. Once we did that unification. Whereas the other way around is not the case. The Caliphate is going to get bigger. Hello, Team RMB. How am I liking 1.0, at least compared to the pre-release version? Any major improvements or changes you like / dislike? I haven't played the new scenario, so I haven't played the 2026 yet. This run was technically launched on the release candidate number 6, and it's a continuation of that one. Although release candidate to current version are in theory not any different.
At your service.
Other than turning that new scenario on. So, a little bit early to say. I like the game. The game is nice. Debatable whether or not
Ready to go.
the changes between pre-release and release made much of a difference. But then I liked it before release, so it's sort of like most of the new stuff was in the release candidates. So the solar mirrors that we're using to improve solar power on Mars, for example. So it's technically for what we're doing on the Moon as well, but Mars and Moon is new to this version.
We're
Both 1.0
taking
on the
power.
release candidates.
Where to?
Acknowledged. Time to make our move.
Your orders?
And you already got declining on this guy already, yeah. You're gonna want command. And then we grabbed persuasion on you. I think that was the 2 that we did. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see if this unifies the right way around this time. So we're trying to merge these two around in a particular order. I want to merge the Caliphate, or the Gulf Union
help
into the
them.
Caliphate. Not the Caliphate into the Gulf Union.
Things are stabilizing.
Order is returning.
We've moved the needle.
Internet saying, guess it's more the devs are finally happy with it and thus
Mission complete.
released it. Happens, especially since a lot of people hesitate when they see early access. Things that can mean a lot of things, yeah. Well, we started this run on release candidate 6. What release candidate meant to the devs was this was a candidate for release, is a good way to think about it. So, this one's forward compatible. Release candidate 6 was forward compatible into release. The only thing that was toggled off in the release candidates was the new 2026 scenario, which in a way makes sense because the new 2026 scenario is present day. Did that work? That did work. Okay. Economy expands in the Caliphate, which makes sense because the Caliphate's now bigger. We need the cohesion up there. I don't... What's the democracy we've got in the Middle East? Aliens are obviously not democratic. I think everyone... Oh, Israel's still pretty democratic there at 8.2. Okay, so the only one... Well, actually, we've got to invade Israel anyway if we want to merge them in. So until we're getting out to Algeria, we don't need more government. Algeria, Morocco. But yeah, as the devs said, any of the release candidates were basically, or RCs were basically release ready, and then the 1.0 just released the new scenario, which was on the January the 1st. I don't know if the new scenario starts on not January the 1st, January the 5th. I'm not sure if the new scenario releases or starts on January the 5th. It might. Again, haven't done that scenario. I know this one starts fairly late in the year for 2022. But yeah, the game, once they got the solar panels in, or the solar mirrors in, I think was pretty much release release ready, is what they were saying. So they were happy with where it was, and there wasn't really any more that were going to get added. Okay, so we need to get guys together to deal with that megafauna. That's not what I wanted. I want you to go there. You go there. So because of that, I need a lot more welfare and a lot less government. So let's sweep like that. I do want knowledge to be high enough. Maybe not that high, but on like 20%. So yeah. Oh, do I need? We didn't inherit any armies, although we're going to inherit them when we integrate Iran, I think. Let's not build new armies. Okay, let's do that combo. That'll get cohesion down, which should get that up. Yeah. And then we still want to raise democracy, because if we can keep the nation stable and cohesive enough, we probably want it to go full
That's
democratic.
what Paul Tibbet's mother paid for him to look inside an airplane at a local fair. Decades later, he flew the plane that killed 70,000 in Hiroshima. He named it Enola Gay after his mother, all because of that $1. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, blood money.
There we go. So they finished antimatter weaponry. They've got an age neutronic fusion, which is a tech that we don't mind if they do. That's going to be useful for heavy fusion piles, for example. And we're technically not doing fusion, we're technically doing antimatter. I think that's also useful if we go look in the tech tree. Is that required? No, clean energy. Okay, so we've got everything we need for clean energy. So the next one we want, probably after Accelerado, is clean into climate change.
Our people have taken control.
This reminds me, I probably actually don't want you allied with everyone else anymore. Yeah. Because Israel, I believe, has a hostile claim from the Caliphate. So actually being ready to invade Israel would not be too terrible of an idea. And then federate with Iraq. Yeah, that's what we should do.
Your orders? Heading
And
to
then
the
obviously
capital.
merging nations is
Standing
destabilize the
by
nation
for
a little bit,
orders.
so we should send someone around for
We'll restore
civilization.
peace to this nation.
Offering assistance.
17th September is the antimatter. 15th September, because we're doing it a little bit faster than planned.
Things are cooling off.
Things are cooling off. Violence is abating.
And that probably speeds up a bit, because it's increasing our
People will
tech
come
rate.
to our side.
Burkina Faso. Okay, they can do that. I'm surprised I even have control in Burkina Faso at this point. We picked that up a long time ago.
Policy direction complete.
So you're in the Federation? Yeah, you're in the Federation. You're in the Federation. We can be moving on to Syria and Egypt and Lebanon. Hold off there. Waiting for you to get up to 2.9 so you can add Nepal and Bangladesh. Oh, I need to get those lower. We need to get Russia higher, or, well, combination of Russia higher and Tajikistan lower. Oh, and I can start putting the EU back together, let's say. Federate Eurasian Union, Germany, Poland, okay.
Standing by.
Yeah, I suppose we will do that. So set national policy to do
On my
one of
way
those
to the
in.
capital.
And improving the welfare there quickly. Actually, at this point, weirdly, you don't need more welfare. You need more cohesion. So we're actually just going to pile on the unity here. Because that's how we get cohesion, right? Yeah. Cost of democracy. Or of knowledge. Oh, knowledge helps as well. Okay, we'll really go hard on the knowledge then. Yeah. And yeah, if we get this cohesion up to above 5, then this will stabilize.
Where to?
And we want that to get at least up to 5 again. And the rest point, I mean. So it's at a rest point of 4.9, so that means we need to do welfare there. A lot of the big places we need to be doing welfare because we need over 5 to account for the fact it's going to go down as other ones get pulled in. Although you're 6. It's the unrest point with the army sitting in you. 2.9. We still want a little bit lower. Although that's getting pretty close. We're probably at the point where we really want it from economy. Okay. And you need welfare because you're at 4. You're going to need welfare because you're at 3.5, and you're taking bits off of China, so you're going to be constantly being stabilized. As I get you stable, I'm going to destabilize you. It's probably a good way to think about China. Okay. Confirm science, let some time pass. I was thinking about someplace I wanted to pull someone to go do stuff in the EU, but they were all busy, and all busy doing good things, so nothing was popping to mind right away. Okay, let's work on fusion while we're waiting for the next antimatter thing. That is the power plant upgrade for ships.
Lending my expertise.
You might see how long it takes to get the drive upgrade for the antimatter drives.
Order is returning.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Mission complete.
Federate Germany. Repeat, continue. think we just lost the servants. Yeah. Where's Israel? There's Israel. Yeah, 15th of November we can invade them.
Terminating the opposition. Ready for my mission.
0.5, 0.5, and China I think are stable enough.
Where
What
to?
about... You're stable enough, at least for the moment, let's say.
I'm here. We'll turn down the heat.
Ready to go. On my way to the capital.
Yeah, that's probably stable enough. Okay, so let's
Ready
get
for
you
my
public
mission.
campaigning in India instead.
I will try to sway the public.
India, let's confirm assignments and let some time pass.
Offering assistance.
Okay, so that's the next reactor. That's not the next drive.
Things are stabilizing.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Antimatter plasma core torch. So that's the second generation antimatter drive.
Policy direction complete.
Federate Poland. Oh, I probably can't do the EU because it doesn't want to do the EU into Eurasia. If the EU actually has the EU, that's fair. So this is probably going to be a whiff on
Policy
the last one
direction
here.
complete.
Yeah, we can demand claims. We're not going to do that.
We've removed some threats.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of ping-ponging here to keep control of the points until we get them merged into the Caliphate. And it's part of the reason we are putting them in the Caliphate, because the Caliphate secures them better.
Removing
well,
our
the alternative.
enemies.
Where to? Targeting the opposition.
At your service.
Oops. Well, then have a point in Poland. That's a bad plan. Take them out of Poland.
We're taking power.
Yeah, we're gonna have the fusion reactor done in 25th October, so we'll cycle out until then, and then we'll do the drive. Get an idea how long it's gonna take for the drive.
Offering support.
Antimatter particle cannon. Probably not gonna do that. Yeah, probably not gonna do that. Drives. We've got this drive. Set that as the project 50K, so that'll be done June of next year. Just a little while out. Let's look at our current ships and see if it warrants doing the next generation in the next power plant, or if I should wait until the engine. So we can upgrade you to you. Same efficiency, 10th the weight per gigawatt. 10 times the max power output. It's N instead of U. 40N instead of U for U for gigawatts of antimatter. Yeah, so that's definitely saving a lot of antimatter. At that point, we're probably just looking at the antimatter being the fuel. Yeah, most of the antimatter at that point is the fuel. Fair enough. Fair enough. In which case, then we're much more willing to spend fuel for really, really long, like really big fuel amounts for really long burns. Okay. Let's imagine... Which army do I want on these for really the in-game ships? Got that. Hypothetical list for what I think. Okay, so that's a lot, although that's probably doable on these ships. So that's probably big enough to go straight to Jupiter. So let's save these. Let's say these are a hypothetical candidate for our Jupiter push. We're going to have to save up a bunch of nobles for that. So we probably want to take over what's left of Mercury first. Okay, the last one was delayed by 11 days. So these guys should be just about ready to head out to Mercury. I could look into... No, I'm not going to bother upgrading the power plant.
Things are cooling off.
Because we've already sunk the antimatter in the power plant, and then we're getting that back.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
There we go. So you have a burn target, and that is the gas station at Mars. It's gonna take you about 20 weeks to get there. And we should have the antimatter, well, we had enough antimatter to rebuild the entire fleet, so should have the antimatter refuel when you get there. So definitely. Have a nice 20-week burn. Okay, obviously I've been letting the Xeno stuff get out of hand. So we're gonna set these guys to hunt. That means they're gonna be worse at suppressing unrest, but I guess they'll probably wander out of places like China. So those are the 2 Chinese ones and the one Republic of Korea one, or the Republic of China one. The India one's going as well. And the Russia. Okay, so they're all either fighting or set to hunt the Xenophiles. Megafauna Mastery. We have a chance to establish control of any Monocron when we meet them in battle. Which might be one way to deal with this problem a little bit more permanently. Choke point is what we probably want to move on to next. Not sure if that is the last in our line or like the second last. I think that might be the last one.
We're in control here.
Okay, it's back in control of Jordan.
We're in control here.
Moving our way back into Israel. And to be fair, some of these were previously parts of the alien administration, so not having the greatest control over them is sensible. There we go! So, Lord of the Kaiju achievement. Capture a Kaiju. Alien megafauna under initiative control. Your forces have captured turned an alien megafauna in Nizhny Novgorod region. It will now obey some of our commands. It will not attack friendly regions as long as one of our regular armies remains in the same region as it. Okay, so that complicates things a bit. Because I need to babysit it with an army, is basically what that says. Okay. Domesticated megafauna. Okay.
Ready. We're taking power.
Standing by. Targeting the opposition.
Ready for my mission.
Send you to get Russia to declare war
Time to
on
make our move.
Azerbaijan, and then we can send the troops in to take it over.
What's the op?
So you're capped at 24 on that. Not capped. You're technically capped at 24 at command, so let's get you to the cap command. Then it's raising science or security at this point. And this point you're declining, so we're probably not going to be worried about your security. If someone were to retire you a little extra early at this point, I think we've got the use out of you. Your command cap's at 24, so I'll take you up 24. In the Jeddah region. Okay. So you've taken that one over. Can I do a deploy army and just move the entire stack? That's moving the megafauna and the army. Convenient. So we'll bring in the megafauna to fight the megafauna. Let's move that stack down there as well.
I will help them.
So many megafauna. Yeah, I gotta get the alien life under control. And of course, if the army moves away, and the armies do move faster than these megafauna, apparently, they do cause damage.
Violence is abating.
So getting them corralled all to one place is going to be a little bit complicated.
Our case remains unheard.
Okay, that one's under our control.
Mission complete.
Oh, we're not looking for Federation, although maybe Federate with that one. No, we're looking to declare war. Who was it again? Azerbaijan. I suppose we could federate with them. That's just not. It's not Russian. Would be maybe nice if this was in alphabetical order, not size. Here's Azerbaijan.
We are in control now.
Okay, hopefully they don't do too much damage wandering through my own territory as I push them to fight our
Our
enemies.
associates are now in charge.
Here we go. Total cost of our halves reduced by 15% with independent halves. That's nice. Let's work on the greater Kale fight. Lost to merge more into the Kale fight. Because of the combination of armies, GDPC, and cohesion, you're good for the moment. To grow bigger, grow stronger. Okay. And then we'll still work a little bit on their inequality. You're probably good. Okay, you're at the point where we probably want to work on government more. At some point, I'm going to get them out of the China point. Do that presumably after they break the non-aggression pact. Twitch chat's asking, do we know how big the alien is? The image does not really provide scale. They're described sort of like kaiju size. So think, think. Oh, now I'm forgetting the name of Godzilla. Think Godzilla size. They're big. They're like the size of buildings. Removed one of the hostile regions for India. That'll help stabilize India a bit. Yeah, they're real big. One of them supposedly is enough to be a threat for an entire army, sort of thing. The administration to control the aliens, and Israel may now rival and declare war on each other. Okay. Then Twitch is asking, how do they land? Like, couldn't just walk out a portal? So the aliens that are sort of forming these armies on the map, the alien megafauna, are growing. So the aliens have sort of landed on the planet, the sentient ones have landed on the planet, and they're sort of seeding these alien life forms that then start to grow. So if you don't control the alien invasive species, they turn into these things. They get bigger and bigger and bigger until they become a real significant problem. The aliens have a limited capacity to control them, so the aliens aren't concerned about them. But obviously you as the human faction don't by default have the ability to control them, and that makes them a problem. Okay, where do I want to send these guys? Missions don't want to do. It's tempted to go into Syria, but we're having issues trying to expand and control the existing ones. Oh, I suppose I have to get democracy out before I can merge Germany into the EU. Poland, not so much, but the other one I do. Let's see, troops to expand into you. We need to get 2.9. We'd like you to be more stable. We'd like you to be more stable. Yeah, the rest value is right there. We just need to get the economy improved. In fact, the rest values where we probably want to do it. Probably where we can move another one in. Which would, I suppose, help with the China. So we'll send someone to China.
Acknowledged.
I suppose. Which China is the question? That China.
Heading to the capital.
Here we're handling government pretty quickly. Russia needs a lot, but we're doing what we can in Russia. Okay. Don't need to spoil you. In fact, we're going to conquer you by military, so probably just work on the environment in the meantime. Yeah.
Your orders?
So, can I get you guys going around? Can't get you going around killing aliens. Get you stabilizing nations. So that's stable. That could use a little bit stable. That could use a little bit stable. Okay.
Restoring order.
You can go around hunting
service.
the alien megafauna, or the alien life forms. First. Okay. The only alien structure is in the alien mystery, or at least the only one we know about. Can you investigate a servant? We don't know of any right now. Okay, so we're just going to go around and try to
Tracking
find
target.
them.
Where to?
And we'll stabilize in
We'll
China,
turn down the
because
heat.
China and India could do a little bit more stability. And here we're trying to bring up the cohesion, which is going up pretty quickly due to unity and knowledge. Okay. Confirm assignments, let some time pass. You mentioned campaigns earlier. Are there different kinds of aliens? Like, are they all similar structure, or are they others who try to blend in? Like, do we get Pacific Rim versus Independence Day versus They Live versus Men in Black, or all similar at the same moment? So, the head alien threat, let's say, Hydra, is the nickname most of the human factions give to them. That alien faction, there's one alien threat, let's say, one unified alien threat that is led by Hydra, which is the aliens with the mind control. Varying degrees of success with their mind control. That's one of the reasons they come down to abduct humans, is to basically practice the mind control, let's say. And they don't exactly blend in, but they have limited mind control, right? Their mind control is actually locally effective, right? So if you can see them and you don't have any precautions against their mind control, that's when their mind control is effective. So all the human factions that aren't really pro-alien will try to develop some sort of mechanism to protect themselves from the alien ferocides, so that they aren't mind controlled when they come into close contact with them. So they are well, in fact, one way to maybe think about them is they're kind of like Men in Black. Like they're if you made the aliens Men in Black, right? So they're blending in, but not blending in because they don't need to hide because of their mind control effects. And they're going around and trying to sort of persuade humans to become their subjects. The aliens then have other aliens that they've previously done this to. For example, when the aliens show up to do a Terra mission, the Hydra are actually pretty small in number. They're not usually personally doing the Terra mission. They might be the field commander telling the soldiers what to do. But their soldiers would actually be these sort of reptilians that they've enslaved previously. In space, they're using a lot of what the human factions refer to as avians, which are sort of more avian in effect, bone structure, and so on and so forth. So the main alien threat, which is the same across all three campaigns, the alien resistance is the same in all the campaigns. So the three campaigns, you've got a 2020 start date, you've got a 2026, which just came out with 1.0, and you have a sort of
Things are stabilizing.
Advanced start in 2070 campaign. So those are those are the three campaigns.
Order is returning.
And you're facing the same aliens every time, if that makes sense.
We've moved the needle.
They might land in different spots, and they have different spawn locations in the solar system. Although they're vaguely the same, they're always going to be out in the Oort cloud. Did the Alien Administration join them in that war? Yes, okay, so I can roll into the Alien Administration if I play my cards right. So the first campaign was 2022, I think it was. So it was when the game entered early access. Their first campaign was the IRL situation when the game entered early access, let's say.
Policy direction complete.
Oh, it's too early to claim into the region. Whoops. Yes, it's stable enough to claim it. It's not late enough to claim it. So Twitch is asking, so the idea of 2026 is the second campaign is that the aliens have been on the planet for 4 years now? No. So 2026 is sort of like the 2022 scenario, right? So 2022 was sort of what if alien contact happened when the game entered early access. The 2026 scenario, which is the one that just released with 1.0, is what if aliens caused first contact in 2026. So same sort of premise. Basically, it's just delayed 4 days, and the map has been updated to reflect changing conditions in humanity.
Your orders?
I think one of the posts last night on the Reddit was specifically someone complaining, like, what was the point of 2026? The aliens get a four-year head start. It's like, no, they don't get a 4-year head start. And most of the nations are worse. It's like, yeah, that's maybe a bit of harsh critique of how the planet's been going for the last 4 years. But yeah, the 2026 start definitely has a lot less stable nation. So USA is less stable, given what's going on in the USA. I think China's less cohesive and stuff like that. Probably the next run will probably run on 2026, just to see how different it plays. Oh, we had you investigating counselors because we want to find a servant counselor. One way to find where more alien structures might be is to turn one of the servant counselors. So I want to find
What's
them.
the up?
You're stable? Yeah. Got someone stabilizing India, someone stabilizing China. We do want to keep you below 2 at least. So let's
Restoring order.
there. So I think the third campaign is specifically sort of more sandboxy. They've balanced a little bit more of the world, so the world's a little bit more balanced from sort of competing against the alien standpoint. It's a little bit of an advanced start, so I'm not actually sure how the 2027 start works with the aliens. I don't know if that's when the aliens arrived or what's going on there. I know humanity has colonies on Mars, for example, right? So it's supposed to be like this future start, like what happened if the humans got into space before the aliens started to freak humanity out, sort of thing. So I don't know how that quite works with the aliens in that scenario, for example. I haven't played that scenario.
Offering assistance.
I have new information.
There we go. That's the sort of servant counselor we're looking for. Okay, that's the aliens' last human army.
Violence is abating.
Things are cooling off. Violence is abating.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
It depends. I could imagine if they can figure out a good way to make that work, then seeing other aliens, other types of alien threats would be interesting. I don't necessarily know how that would work balance-wise. But yeah, so the question from Twitch is, I know the game is complicated enough as is, but would you like to see other types of aliens? You already do, but besides presumably the Hydra-centric threat. But yeah, as far as like release candidate, the aliens work for how the game plays right now. I would be interested in seeing how the devs would go about doing it if they wanted to make other alien-style threats. But at the moment, they aren't in the game, obviously. Okay, and we've taken control of the Mosul region, adding it back to Iraq. Iran captures the alien capital on Earth. Armies led by Iran have entered the alien capital complex in the Mosul region and captured it after verifying the alien administration has fallen. So we've driven the aliens back off of Earth. Actually, let's tell this whole stack. Go invade Azerbaijan. We're just at war with Azerbaijan at this point, yeah. Control point lost. Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of problem trying to keep these points away from the aliens. Or in this case, the servants. They're defecting to the servants. But that shouldn't be too hard to get those ones back. And then we need to get rid of that base. Looking at the time, we're an hour and 5 minutes into this recording. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We're going to record one more part tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is where I'm going to take the break to make a new cup of tea. So we'll be back after a cup of tea is made to record one more hour-long or so part. At which point I think we're going to probably be moving to try to take the rest of Mercury and be contemplating how we're going to expand outward to drive the aliens back into the solar system now that we've driven them off of Earth. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck, have a good time, catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.